going, Shy?
Alright. I'm a little loopy, so don't mind me. I had another surgery a couple of days ago on my ankle,
Whoa.
to get the metal plate removed. So, the theory is that's gone with the screws and the little subway pole that the bones were holding on to before they hardened into themselves again. Um, Now that all that's removed, my range of motion uh, should come back better, closer to how it was before it snapped, and that's good because I mean I was just before, like literally just before this particular surgery, I was definitely moving around. I tried kind of jumping a little bit and like kind of a slow jog, and
Yeah.
could do that because I couldn't do that. I
Okay.
remember I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, like, become bionic, I literally just want to run and jump again.
That's it. Simple request.
And, I mean and not that I was much of a runner or a jumper before, but if I could get back to that level, I would be getting back to, like, a 3rd grade level of running and jumping, which is fine.
That's all we need.
That's enough for me to get out of the way of a car.
That's it. You
So
go up the stairs 2 at a time. You good.
yeah, if that. That's more of a leg thing, and I don't know if they can handle that, but the ankle, so that's all, so and my all but also over the past couple of weeks just before the surgery, my ankle has been very stiff in a way that it had not been, since, like, maybe the first days of it being broken. Um, just even though I could move around, it was just like it was in goo,
Mm.
like, it was very labored, and I could still do the moves, but I was just like, "This is very tight," and, um, uh, a little painful, but also mostly annoying, like, "Where is this coming from?" And, we realize it's probably because there's a still metal in there,
Fair.
and that the tendons are attaching themselves to the metal, like, "Oh, I guess you're our new mommy," and it's like, "No, that is not your new mommy, get off of there." So I went in and they took, the metal stuff out and I guess reattached the tendons to the bone, and so I am now this isn't as bad as the first surgery where, I
Right.
couldn't put any weight on this foot because we had to wait for the bones to heal. Bones are healed. Um, there are some holes from the screws, I guess, in the bone, but the body's just gonna regenerate bone or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand the body. Um, so I walked out of there with a cane and a boot.
Okay.
And but they also, gave me pain pills, which I was like, I mean, who needs I need, it turns out. Not all of them. I'm not taking they gave me a couple of like opioidy things, which I'm not going to take. They make me a little nauseous and I don't like barfing. So and
Ooh.
also, I don't know if they helped me any, honestly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure with time and without barfing, I'm sure that I'd be flying sky high, but I could do that with the combination Advil Tylenol that's out here on the streets right now. It's street legal. Combination acetaminophen and ibuprofen. They're just throwing anything together and
It's
they're
already
like,
doing the
"Yeah,
job.
just yeah, take that. Get off of the opioids and take this one." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know if none of this is safe, huh? Y'all don't even know what you're doing." So, so I've been taking that, and then
Okay.
I'm taking another thing that's supposed to help with the feeling of the nerves waking up again, and take care of any numbness there might be. So that gets me. So when I woke up this morning, I was a little dizzy. I was a little dizzy last
Mm.
night, a little dizzy this morning trying to, you know, make food to eat because I got to eat something in order to take one of these. So there's that math of like, what can I shove in my mouth quickly that will go into my stomach? So when I put this pill in, it's not like, what's happening? And then, waking up everybody. So there's that. So, it's just figuring it out. But
You got
It's
this.
yeah, I'm not, like, down for the count, but I also shouldn't do a lot of walking, uh, for the next few days.
Right.
That said, I am going to Atlanta next week because I gotta do a thing that is it's not a once in a lifetime thing, but it feels, I don't know, a little rare, and it kind of
Okay.
fell into my lap very quickly. Um, and it's not, it's not anything huge, but it's a little big for me anyway, and so I'm, like, gonna tell jokes at, like, a TED event or something. It's
That's
not a
awesome.
TED Talk. It's not a TED Talk.
Not a TED Talk.
I am just telling some jokes in
Okay.
between while everybody, I guess, walks to their next whatever, probably.
Okay.
Um, who knows what it is, but it's in Atlanta, and they asked
A
me to
TED
do it,
break.
and I said yes. Yeah, so I gotta fly to Atlanta, and at first I was like, "Can I fly with after surgery?" And I was like, "Bitch, you flew with a broken bone,
Yeah.
and you had never used crutches before, and you had to use crutches on a plane. I think you
Yeah.
can handle a cane."
Straight and it was an away game. You was coming from over there.
Yeah, right. So I was like, "I'll be fine." They're gonna put me in a hotel, which is great because my
Good.
sister has a lot of steps to her apartment. So I'm gonna stay in this hotel, and I'm just gonna when I'm not doing whatever it is I need to do for that, I'm going to just sit on my bed and watch TV, I guess, and,
Okay.
keep my foot elevated, which is basically what I'm doing here
This is
in my
great.
house. Yeah.
Let's
S
okay, a few things. One,
Uh-oh.
I think they're gonna get some of your best comedy ever. You know what I mean?
No, they will not.
They will. And I'll tell you why. Right
Why?
now, you are in hoodie Shalewa mode. Okay. All
It's
right.
just
I don't know if you
chilly.
know much about Hoodie Mellow, but this is Hoodie Shalewa. Okay.
I don't
You
know
are
if it's
you are
Hoodie
gonna be
Mellow. I don't
you are in your bag. All right. You might not realize it, but it's gonna happen. Hoodie
Okay,
Shalewa, just come out
okay.
and you're gonna be good. You're gonna be in the zone. Okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it if I'm in
Telling
the
you,
zone.
they're gonna get fired.
I hope.
Two, the
Mhm.
recovery is gonna be fast.
Oh, I hope
I
so.
predict, you know what I mean? Mainly, even if it's just mental,
Mm.
because you just went through a slow recovery. So anything by comparison
Oh,
is
sure.
gonna look faster.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's true.
yeah. And then I have been curious how this has been working with because all of this is happening as you are in new solo roommate zone.
Yeah, so I have to yeah, so right now, my main issue I mean, the people from TED, they wanna know what I'm going to say, which is fair because it has to be clean, and
Right.
it needs to have something to do with their topic. Um, and they're like, "You can just find some jokes." I'm like, not what clean?" And, um and the woman told me the kinda jokes she watched some of my stuff and the certain jokes that I did that she liked that might work for the audience, and so, I'm like, "Oh, okay, so I gotta write a whole set." But it's only 7 minutes, but I do have to write
Okay.
whole set, basically, and get that but they also want it. They wanna know what I'm gonna say, so, I gotta tell them, and I'm like, "Ugh." But luckily, a day or 2 ago, I decided on a take based on the topic and what everybody else will be talking about.
Okay.
Um, I think I've decided on a take, where I can be, I don't know, a little contrary. I I'm a little contrarian at times, a lot of times, and
Yeah.
um, so if I can do that in the comedy, we can have a good time, I think.
Amen. Amen.
Um, and, yeah, and that's what I'm going to tell her, kind of what my ideas are, but I will have to run something by people on a Zoom call in a few days of what it is I will actually be saying. And then when I get down there, there's like a dress rehearsal, even though my performance won't be for like 3 more days. It's I take it's a lot. Ted needs a lot
Yo, for
in
real.
order to talk and have these events. It appears. I don't even
Freaking
know if I'm
Ted.
supposed to be saying all of this or if this is all like I ain't signed no NDA. I don't think I ain't signed that. So whatever.
Ted don't want you to talk.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work and, it's not really a lot of work. What, just coming up with more jokes? Hmm. I mean, I don't know if the jokes will make sense because they will have the power of, um, what am I taking? Gabapentin and lots of aspirin and a little bit of ibuprofen, a little bit of acetaminophen, and
Okay,
that's what will be powering these jokes. But if that's what wrote them and that's what's going to say them, I got to let them speak through me, I guess.
real talk. I'm telling you, be one with this, yeah.
Yeah, I just got to accept it.
Telling you, Hoodie Shalewa,
Hoodie Shalewa is
the
very
tour
funny.
is
Yeah,
coming through. She's
it's
gonna be in the bag. This is gonna be merch. This is gonna be pictures of you in a hoodie. It's gonna be fire. Hoodies with Hoodie Shalewa on it.
that's very silly. It's more of a cloak. It's more of a cloak hood. It's not so much of a like. I mean, I have the other ones, but I like a cloak hood.
I'm with you. It
Yeah,
works.
I
It's a
mean,
good look.
yeah. We'll see. I am a mess though.
Well, I'm glad you were on product. This street legal. I'm
Yes,
glad.
yeah. For the most part, I can't do any of that other stuff. I don't want to. Whatever the issues are with those things, I don't. I don't want them.
We got enough on our own.
Yeah, I got my addiction and
Yeah.
I'm good with it, and it is sugar. And until they outlaw that, I'm all right. And they will never outlaw sugar.
Nah, never,
No,
never. I'm
never,
having fake
never.
sugar right now. Sun Kiss Zero.
What is the zero? And
I
Sunkist
can't.
Zero.
I can't
That
have sugar.
sounds so bad. I
It,
know, I know. I know you can't have sugar and I
yeah,
understand. And they are doing amazing things with zero stuff, I'm sure.
yeah. I honestly think orange soda is the one that's the closest replicated to the real thing. Like
Really?
every other diet thing I have, like
Mhm.
if I have like diet Pepsi or diet anything, it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Orange sodas are the ones I found that are the closest.
Okay. All
Like
right.
they're like consistent. Orange sodas and diet ginger ales are another one that are like
Oh, I don't
surprisingly
know. I've
close.
had some diet ginger ale and I was just like, I can't do it. I
I'm
think
with
that
you.
yeah,
I'm
like
not saying they're all good. I'm just saying that I've had a couple that like, oh, like I could see this being in the range.
I don't know. I was the friend that helped me get back from the hospital. We stopped by a grocery store where my pharmacy is, and then she was like, "Well, do you need anything like anything else from a grocery store? Let's get it now." And I was like, "Oh, I need saltines and ginger ale. That's what I
Okay.
need. We're healing, so I need a healing food. I already
Hell yeah.
have, chicken noodle soup. I need the saltines and the ginger ale." So we get the saltines, and then we're going to get the ginger ale. And she's like, "So now, what kind do you like? Like regular ginger ale or diet?" And I truly stopped, and I think she thought I was trying to decide which one, but I was just trying to understand a world where I would ever drink diet soda.
But it's a ginger ale is medicine.
Ginger ale is medicine, yes. I
So
mean, the
I
rest of
feel
the
like
world
diet.
thinks it's a soda. Yeah, why would you even? I think it's medicine. So who wants diet medicine? That's one. Uh, and two, if I'm drinking this stuff, I don't drink it all the time, but if I'm gonna drink it, I'm gonna drink it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I don't drink cola a lot, but when I do, give me Coca-Cola Classic. Give me the one with the cocaine in it. Give me the real soda. Um,
I
you
know
know?
I am with you in spirit, but I
Mhm.
know for a fact that like a medium from McDonald's of real soda would literally make me fall asleep within like 20 minutes. Like I
How
would
so?
pass out.
Why? Because of all the
The sugar, like the real sugar would instantly make me fall asleep that day.
oh, I don't know,
Like
because
my
they
body don't process that no more. Like it's like, are you wilding? Like it shuts down. Like, hold
yeah,
on. We need like
I could
no
do it.
other bodily function can occur until this is out the system and like it turns off.
Yes, no, you sure, yes, I could see where that would happen to you. I could
Yeah.
take a McDonald's Sprite, come on.
They're great, but I can't do them no more.
Honestly, the carbonation alone is what would knock you out before you even get the sugar in, and the McDonald's straws are wider than an average straw, so
Hmm.
you're really sucking it down.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
they are definitely trying to kill you.
But now they know me now. They when I order the family joint,
Mhm.
my diet one, they started pressing the button. Like I
To let
trained
it
them. They're
know.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
the little button on the top. They're like, oh, you could because the McDonald's is all like 15-year-olds.
Oh
So
my
like they're
god, so
learning
they
with me.
don't know that there's a button on the top that you what
They discovered all of that with me. I'm like, yeah, you see the little things on the top? You can push one in and it lets me know it's diet. They're like,
or
that's crazy.
circle it with a pen or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that you know what? That's not on you to teach, that's on their manager who's probably 17, but still
Yeah, I was gonna say that whole
should've
staff is young.
should've known.
That the Mc
Someone
yo,
that should have been
McDonald's
on the
by me shop.
videotape that they watched or whatever. That should have been on there.
Real talk. The McDonald's by me shop is high school kids and my grandma. It's one really, really old lady who like uh gives me like Dominican nicknames. She
Aw,
and like her like grandchildren are all in there just running this McDonald's.
that's so funny.
It is a they play merengue, like it's fire. Like that's my shit. But
They don't they don't know. Well, I'm glad you taught them about the cap.
yeah, I'm here to help. You know what I mean? It's community. You know what I mean? So, but you know, something else you mentioned that kind of I'm curious about. So you've mentioned you've been nauseous.
Yes.
Did you have you thrown up?
Oh, yeah, felt pukey right after I woke up from the surgery because I maybe
Oh,
one of the things that they put me down with probably made me a little ill. Um,
oh no,
but I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw up." I just said that to a nurse, like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna throw up." And they were like, "Oh," and they got a barf bag, a little, a little clear joint with a hard kinda cardboard thing to hold up against you. But then they also gave me, 2 alcohol pads, you know, little alcohol swab
yeah,
pads. They had, they gave me one, they opened one, just the corner, and pulled out a little bit of the wipe. And then they were like, "Just sniff this." And
hell yeah,
so I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So I was sniffing that, but I needed to sniff on those continually while I was in, like, the car rides home. And I had to take a couple of car rides because we had to take one from the hospital to my pharmacy and then from my pharmacy to my house. And so I was, like, sniffing those the whole time that I was moving around because the jostling still made me sick. And then I was like, once I got inside and a little settled, I was like, let's try to eat something. And
right,
so I had some soup and kept that down, and then had some saltines and kept that down
okay,
for a couple of hours. And then, I had some toast, and then my body went, "Nah, not toast, though." I went, "Oh, okay." So then I just went in and barfed and then felt better because I finally threw up whatever. I mean, my body was just like, "Look, I don't think you understand. You're going to barf."
yo,
And I was like, "Alright, well, not here because I have my friend with me, and I don't wanna barf in front of her.
right,
So if we can do this when I'm alone," and then my body's like, "Alright, we can give that a shot. Keep sniffing the alcohol wipe." And I went, "I will." And so, but that's a nice little cheat to have since I
yeah.
don't have any
Uh,
smelling salts or anything, but yeah.
I keep like the Vicks Vapor Rub nose things.
Uh-huh.
I keep one in the car and in my desk for that reason. I just like sniff them
Oh.
if I get nauseous.
I'm not a pukey person. I do anything in my power to not throw up. I truly hate throwing up. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, I was like, I
that's
can't.
why I asked. Like, how long
Mhm.
has it been between throw ups? Like before that one?
Honestly, the last time that I barfed was when I broke my ankle and they gave me some painkiller, and the painkiller I think was also an opioid. And it didn't ag I it didn't agree with me, so after, I don't know, not quite an hour, I threw up, and that was the last time, and then before that, it certainly was years, maybe a decade or something.
Right.
I truly go as long as possible without throwing up.
Yeah, Gabby said that like since we've been married, I've probably thrown up like 4 times.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, most of it was like COVID forward too. She was like,
Mhm.
you got sick during like the lockdown, you yagged there, and then like they gave you something when you were in the hospital. But
Right.
she was like, you had like a good 10, 12 years. She's like, I that you ain't yet.
Yeah, yeah, I do what I can to not let that happen. I don't know how, I guess I just try to avoid things that, but I don't even know what is out there really that would make me puke. So, I mean, I don't drink, so it's not like I drink so much that I have to throw up.
Right.
That's a thing that might make people want to puke. And then food wise, I don't even know what, I mean, I have a child's palate. So, I'm probably not gonna throw up from any of that.
Yeah, I was at a meeting recently and like it came up that like somebody had thrown up and they had gotten sick. So I'd asked them, hey, when was, how often did they throw up? And they're like, oh, like once a year.
Eh,
And there was four of us in this meeting. And they're like, yeah, like, and everybody was siding with them. They're like, yeah, like, I throw up like once a year. And I'm like, how do you throw up once a year? Like, we're all in our 30s and 40s. Like,
you can do it. If you drink, you can do it.
that's my logic. I feel like when I hear throwing up, I think of a young person. Like,
I don't
throwing
know.
up to me is throwing up to me is babies. They don't know
Mhm.
what they got no control about what you're putting in them.
Right.
And then young people who have the hubris of thinking they can handle anything.
Right.
Those are the two people that throw up. And it's because they're pushing the limit.
Okay.
30 pass, it's not that you're incapable of throwing up, it's just that the reward isn't worth it anymore. So I can't do this
Mhm.
because I'm gonna throw up. I don't want to
Right.
get to that. I don't care how much fun that extra bottle is.
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
gonna drink that much.
Yeah, no, I don't think people maybe some people don't think of it that way. Oh, pardon me, I have a cat knocking my microphone over. This bitch. There's food over there. There's food in your bowl. I don't know what this is about. Get comfortable. Do something.
Yo, we
Okay.
switched podcast times on her this week. She wasn't used
Yeah,
to this
I she's
anymore.
like, "What is happening?" Um, okay, there's something she's never sniffed before. She's working on that. We're good. Okay. Um, yeah, no, I really think it's just from the drinking. And the thing with drinking is at no point if you are at a point where the next move is the bad move, you're already too far gone to see
Mm,
that it's a bad move. You
okay.
gotta you know what I mean? If you're like, "Let's go ahead and have that next bottle," you're already too far gone
Yeah.
to see that that might be a mistake. You need someone who's a little bit more on the sober side to go, "Eh, maybe not."
Yo, real talk. Y'all need more
Yeah.
people. Y'all need friends out there. Because
But
then
also, I mean, people do, like, get sick. There's plenty of food stuff that might make folks throw up. Like, I wouldn't just limit it to those folks. I mean, I don't know. The drinking is, that could happen anytime until you finally train your body to just
real talk, yo, like
yeah, but yeah, like
I
um yeah, I don't know. It could for some people it could be food stuff. I who knows.
if you throw up once a year or more after 30, I judge you. I want you to know that. Like all of y'all.
That's
That is
wild. That's wild, Gastor.
nah. I think it's wild the other way. Like if you by 30 haven't figured out like, oh, I can't have like pizza, milkshakes, and Skittles. Yeah, that's a you problem. If you don't know what your line is, that's you. Those are great items. Have them different days.
I think that it's um I think well no, I wouldn't you can't limit it at 30 because shit can happen to you in your mid 30s and you're like, "What is this now?" Look, I became addicted. I became allergic to salmon at like 33, 34.
Right? And then you yak that time.
No, I didn't yak. Actually, my throat closed up. That
Look
was
at
the
that.
issue.
Still ain't yak.
Yeah, but still, what my point is, that just came out of nowhere.
Right.
There's
But
no one else in my family who's allergic to salmon. That
okay.
just came out of nowhere. So your body can do a thing,
Right.
and you're just like, "What is this?" And it may end up with you vomiting.
Right. One shot. I'm just saying, like, you
Well,
learn from
until
that.
you figure out what the problem is, because I had to have salmon twice before I was like, "Oh, you're the problem."
And then a new streak started. And Shy ain't
Oh,
throw up till 50.
well, no, not that. No, I just haven't had salmon since I realized it closes up my throat.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
point. I feel
but
like people in their 20s would have been like, nah, B, I love salmon too much. And they would have kept eating salmon and yakking. Whereas someone in their 30s and 40s are like, yo, that's not worth the yak. I eat cod now. You know what I mean? And they would have pivoted. They would have
I
changed.
mean, I
That's what
guess so. Look,
adults do.
I will tell you at this big age that if I ever become allergic to shrimp, I'm just going to take that chance. I guess
They-
I'll get an EpiPen or something, but Imma take that chance. You ain't taking shrimp from me. You took salmon, and I'm mad as hell about that. You ain't taking shrimp.
I'm giving it all up. That's real talk. You tell me I throw up from this? Nah, man, I'm good. There's no need for it no more in my life.
Yeah, well, that's throw up. Honestly,
Yakking is
if every time I ate shrimp I threw up.
that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like yakking is such a like wild experience that like there comes a point in your life you're like, yo, I gotta sit on the sofa. I gotta have soup and like 4 Gatorades. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
it's a process to recover that it's a young person's game. Like when you 22, that hangover cure shit, that's
Okay,
cute.
maybe you just don't bounce back from vomiting well.
No, I don't. And that's why I'm telling you, I avoid that shit
Okay, all
at all
right,
costs. But I
okay.
feel like I don't know anyone that's like yakking and like, yo, we back at it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
then okay, so you yeah, all
That's
right,
just club
no.
people. But that's a 20s person.
No, that's how I was yesterday or the
That's
day
wow.
before.
You yacked and was just back out in these streets?
I mean, as far as I could get to the streets, which is my couch. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I it's the pre-yakking. The yakking is the relief. It
Okay.
shouldn't be like I mean, of course, I'm also a never again. I'm not a fan of vomiting. I don't like
Yeah.
seeing it in movies. Let's talk about that for a second. TV
Yo,
shows, movies, quit showing that shit.
real talk. Just
Like,
play the
we
sound.
get it. Have
That's all. I
someone
don't need
just
to know
go,
more.
"Bleh," and then just make a, "Oh, no, I think I'm gonna," and then that's it. I don't need to see it come out of their mouth. I don't need to hear the splat. I don't need to hear none of that. I'm not good with vomit.
Amen.
So
As
let's
a parent, I'm more concerned with editing out vomiting than sex. Okay. I want all the vomiting out of my movies. You can leave the sex. I could talk about that. But the
I
vomiting,
just
I don't want to see
yeah,
it.
I am not good with vomit. So I don't want people to think that I am pro vomiting. But at times that is actually what you need to do in order to feel better.
Okay.
So I felt nauseous after the surgery and continued to feel nauseous. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to throw up at some point. There's no way that I can fight this. There are times that I felt a little nauseous, but I was just like, we just gonna breathe deeply and we're gonna just see if it passes. And sometimes it will pass. And then you drink some peppermint tea and it settles your stomach and you can make it through. But sometimes it's just like, no, I'm coming back up. Like
Yeah.
all this deep breathing is cute, but I'm coming back up. And I'm like,
Real talk.
that's fair. So I prepare for it, you know? I mean, and then I threw up and literally afterwards I was just like, is that it? Okay. Okay. And I bagged that up and I rinsed my mouth out, you know, and all that. And then I was like, okay, we're good. Do I have any on me? Let's change the clothes. Okay. Okay. And that was literally it.
Nah, man, that's too much.
So I think, yeah,
I know you're saying it like that's literally it. I want you to know that that sounds like all of it. Like there can't be more. Of course, is it. Like you had all the stuff. I
but
don't want all of that. It's too
but I
whenever
don't need 4 bottles of Gatorade and to sit down for a day and to really think about what has happened to my life
you've
because I
lost your
had
electrolytes, huh?
I'll be fine. That's just salt in water. Imma get that back. I just told you I bought saltines and ginger ale.
That's
Imma
your Gatorade.
I mean, Imma get it back, but honestly, I keep that shit in my house anyway because I drink ginger ale. So, like, to me, it wasn't like, "Okay, let me replenish what's been gone." No, to me, it's like, "Alright, that demon's out."
Okay, okay,
You know? I'm not thinking of what I lost that I need, I'm thinking of what I got rid of.
okay.
I'm not trying to change your mindset on vomiting,
Yeah,
but
now it's still
I
not
want
happening.
you to just kinda, like, soften it so that you're not judging people who may have to vomit in order to feel better.
Can't go that far, but I'm with you.
Oh, Lord.
I'll what's up?
That we even had this much of a discussion on it
I'm trying. I
is
want you to know.
is terrifying. This is more than I've ever wanted to talk about vomit in my life.
Real talk. Even my kids, like when they throw up, like I feel like I'm pretty confident that like they think I'm disappointed in them. Like when they've thrown up. Cause
Huh.
like
I wonder what I think that.
real talk, I'll be like, yo, They be like, yo, dad, I don't feel that. Like, yo, talk to your mother about that. You don't bring that around me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that's how you say it, yeah, I could see where they might feel a little bit like they've
Real
let you
talk.
down as a person.
They
Sure.
have. You don't throw up, B. What is that? What did you do? When you throw up, you made decisions that led to this.
No, why are you making it sound like it's a
You gotta own the yak. This is your problem. But
it's
as
a
a parent,
bodily function? But sometimes you don't make decisions that are like, this is absolutely going to lead to me throwing up. Sometimes you make decisions and then a side effect or an after effect is that you get sick and you throw up.
I'm gonna let this go because it's like,
Right?
no. I'm gonna let this go because this is like innocent so proven guilty shit. In
I
the
guess
sense
so.
that
Yeah, I guess so.
like in my heart, I feel like, yo, when you yak, 90% of the time you did something. But you're right. Because of my approach, 1 out of every 10 kids took an L that didn't deserve it. You're right.
I mean, did I get this metal plate taken out of my foot so that I could throw up later?
No, you're right.
See? It's a thing that happened. I did not want it to happen. Trust me.
But
But once I saw that there was no way I could fight it, that it was my body was like, baby. I was like, well, all right. And I got everything out that I would need for when it was going to happen. Because then it was just a matter of when.
right.
And then it happened. And then I felt better immediately and
Okay.
bagged it up and took it out because it was trash day. So,
But I will say you were the anomaly.
okay. All right. Well, also,
Like when I see yak on the corner
uh-huh.
outside, I don't think, oh, there's someone recovering from surgery.
No, I don't
I
think
see
that either.
someone
I
made
see
bad.
someone who made it's like, oh boy, here
They made
tough
bad
case.
decisions.
But I don't think that across the board.
I
Like that's
think
not the
no,
only.
but it's like 90%. If I see
That's the
yak on the floor, I'm thinking 90% of the time you did some stupid shit.
uh-huh.
And then 10% something, yeah, you're sick. You're right. But then I start looking at proximity, like, oh, this my block is 3 blocks from that club that's open till 2 a.m.
Sure. Yes.
You know,
Okay.
now I
All right.
start putting pieces together. You know what I mean? What? And all of a sudden,
Well, also maybe you have a different relationship to sidewalk vomit because you see so much of it.
yeah, you're right. En Grama de Plata, that shit be popping on Fulton. You know what I mean? Now it's a grill spot or whatever, but
Oh,
they open late. They be throwing parties in there. So
yeah.
like people walk on my sidewalk and they yak. I know it's not because they recovering from
Right.
medicine they took. It's
Yes.
because they went a little too hard.
Okay. So if that's mostly the vomit you're seeing, I see where that
You
is
know.
the judgment.
But
But
also, I've been a parent. Every time my kids throw up, 1 out of 10 times, it's like, oh, that medicine didn't sit. But the other time, oh no, and 1 out of 10 times is also, dad gave me something I'm allergic to. Okay, so that's
okay.
20% of them.
Okay,
But
yeah. So
the
uh-huh.
other 80 is like they ate weird shit together. They're like, you should know, you know. But I get as kids, they don't. They learning. But
Right.
yeah, like maybe don't put hot sauce on your cereal. You
Okay.
know, that's the eating moment. You know what I
Oh, no.
mean? Don't eat Skittles, beans, and ground beef within half hour each other. That's a Michaela moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They
Okay.
yak, and now I gotta clean that shit. You know what I mean? But that's little kid shit. But if they was 35 eating that shit, I would go to their house and yell at them. Be like,
I
oh, you
mean,
need
if
dad's help?
they're
I
35
got you.
eating that shit, you should go to their house and yell at them, not because of the vomiting, because of the many ways that things have gone wrong for them,
Yes,
perhaps.
exactly, Sha.
Sure. Okay.
They've made mistakes.
All right. Okay. All right.
We see eye to eye, Sha. You know, we
I don't
arguing the same thing.
I I just want you to allow a little grace, and I know that's hard.
It's
Once
not
you
my gift.
yes, maybe yeah, not your gift to give. You're right.
Real talk.
Grace is not your gift to give.
Real talk. I try my best. I got a lot for y'all, but I ain't going to pivot today. I know that's not what I do. That's not my strong
Man,
suit.
now that is merch. Grace is not my gift to give. Them are bars, my man.
Oh
Holy
man.
crap, that's hilarious. Jeez Louise, grace is not my gift to give. Yeah, damn. That's so funny.
Oh man, let's get into the news.
Yeah, I guess so. Ugh.
Kicking us off. Parents sue high school after son is punished for using AI on his history paper. That's right. Parents of a Massachusetts high school student are suing their son's school. They say he was unfairly punished for using artificial intelligence on his history paper. Jennifer and Dale Harris say Hingham,
Hingham.
Hingham,
Yeah,
Hingham High
just
School,
Hingham. Hingham High
Hingham.
School.
Okay. Hingham High School accused their son of cheating, which they say isn't true. In their lawsuit, the parents say he only used AI as a tool for research, not to write the paper. They say the school handbook didn't mention the use of AI until after this incident. The student received attention and his grades suffered as well. Family says this kept him out of the National Honor Society and may impact his college options. He got a perfect score on the ACT and he's looking to go to Stanford or MIT or some of the top schools, and he's missed the opportunity already for rolling admissions. They want the school system to make AI policies clear.
Okay, so I've been seeing some talk, some chatter on AI use uh and teachers having to deal with getting these papers. Um Assignments that have been done clearly by using AI. Um and how but also teachers are getting instructions from higher ups on how to work with AI in the classroom, what teachers can do with AI. And so it's coming from both ends of just like
Mm,
perhaps students maybe getting lazy and using AI and not even being like but then also running a paper uh, through an AI like checker basically, and
right.
that checker being like, "Oh, this percentage of this paper is written with it," even if it's a completely original paper, and like AI is, it appears, kind of fucking it up
Word.
in school, and teachers seem to be the point person in the middle who have to like try and deal with that, and like using AI, like, to say he only used AI for research, not for the paper. If he's a high school kid, there's a really good chance that even you read it, you use it for research, and you just basically take a part of it and you put it in your paper. You write it out, you try to change words a little bit so it seems like it's your own wording. You
Yeah.
flip but that's basically it. And if he didn't do that effectively, maybe that's how it got caught.
Right.
But doesn't that mean that the school is also using an AI checker just to see like how to how much there is in it? Like
Right.
everyone's using it on in some way and no one's agreeing to how much can be used, and it's truly a mess right now is
Yeah.
what it feels like to me. Um so one, I want any trooper correspondent or listener who is an instructor or a teacher in any way or has had to deal with AI in in this way,
Mm,
like, let us know what the experience is, because 'cause I'm very curious about this, like, what this looks like.
yeah. It's real.
Yeah, because this is
I'm
like
stumped too. Like my
yeah.
kids are in school now. Um, I'm very happy that like I told you y'all recently. They're both signed up for a debate team. This is one of the reasons I'm excited about it because I feel like AI is gonna eliminate the need to write on your own, but it won't
Mhm,
eliminate the need to think on your own
mhm.
and how to use what you find. So like I'm thinking more and more like I'm trying to be positive about AI, and because we can't undo it. It is what it exists. So most of the AI applications that I'm seeing so far are search engine type things.
Right.
So if you're using it to get information and it happens to share it in a informal or easier to digest way, like words or like a paper, I'm not against that. But I do think you should understand that. And I think that's what's getting lost here, right? Like AI is making it easier for a kid to just put together a paper, but you still don't know, you don't understand the paper. You just know the paper does what the teacher wanted it to do,
Mhm.
like, but you don't understand what you're handing in. You don't really get those words fully. And I think that's what's gonna have to pivot. That like uh essentially, like I think most classes are gonna have to turn into debate where you could do your own research through AI. I'm gonna trust that you like I'm not even gonna trust that you did it on your own. Like I'm cool with you using AI, chat GPT, whatever, but read it and understand it so that when we talk about it in class, you don't need the AI to discuss it. And that'll prove to me that you actually understand the subject matter versus just got me a paper printed out from what AI told you.
Hmm. Oh, okay. I mean, I agree with you with the debate means that you have to think about it, and that people, and I also agree with you that people are perhaps kids are not like really taking in what their assignment, what they are supposed to be learning. They're
Right,
just filling it because that feels like that's the whole vibe of school now is like teaching to the test, right? So
right,
we're telling you these things so that you can regurgitate it on a test so that we can continue to get funding and stay open and you can move to the next grade and then we'll do this whole dance again next year until you are out in the world and then you actually can't really like read or your comprehension skills are not great, you know what I mean? Because all you
yeah,
did was just spit out what you were told to spit out at the time that you were told to spit it out. So, I get that. I wonder, I mean, like, I it's like part of me is like, I don't understand why AI is worse than what Wikipedia was when it became the go-to source.
mm,
And when the internet replaced actually going to libraries and going to, you know what I mean? Like that switch of because I'm like I'm twice removed from it. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right,
the internet, I was nowhere near school when the internet popped off. So my whole memory of, like, writing a paper is literally going to the library and literally going to the, like, I where are your newspapers and your periodicals? Like, I have to write on a card which Rolling Stone periodic like, issue I need, and you bring it to me on a big old rod, and I get to flip through it and take notes from it so that I can write my paper on the, PMRC or whatever it was I was writing a paper on. Like, that's so I had to, like, do that, and I'm not even good at papers, but, like, that was a thing that, you had to do, and so now to see like there's a thing that's taking information that could be faulty and from the internet of all places and then like being fed into it and it's spitting it out and it's not great. You really do have to like check on what the AI has given you because it's not clean. It's
right,
not like, it hasn't gone through a filter of like, "Oh, your subject verb agreements are correct." You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so if you are taking chunks and putting it in, you gotta check for that too, and I don't know if kids are fully checking for that. Like, I'm sure these parents are furious, and they swear that was just for research, but I am willing to bet that this kid probably copied a little bit and and it just got caught in the net because he
Real
wasn't
talk.
good enough about doing that.
He was
Um,
he was mailing it in. You already knew he had MIT
right,
and
yeah, he was already,
I'm chilling.
he's like it's hard to be that person, to be like, who's not in National Honor Society? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Who doesn't wanna go to Stanford, MIT, and, like, yeah, sure, he's gonna have to do a little bit more than just copy and pasting into whatever, and I hate it for this kid, but this kid could still get into a good school. He hasn't
yeah,
missed all his chances, I think, but I also feel for teachers having to deal with,
Yeah,
um,
yo.
like, all of these papers that are coming through with just, like, literal, like, Chat GPT does not, "Oh, you want to," you know what I mean? Like, literal, like, "Oh, here's the prompt that you typed in, and here it's," things just written exactly the same in a way that's just, like, almost unstoppable, where, because it's not like when teachers are telling kids, "Hey, don't use, I don't want Wikipedia to be your main source." But it's not like teachers had their bosses going, "Hey, use Wikipedia as your main source." But that's
Right.
what is happening with AI. Like, "Hey, here are some ways to introduce AI into the classroom." And teachers are like, "I but what about, I'd like to teach them." Like, why, what is,
Word.
yeah, it seems like such a real mess, and I'm curious if that's just, if what I'm reading is just one-sided and hyper because
Right.
they're experiencing it that way, or if anyone has had to deal with it with their kids in this way, of like a paper getting caught and them getting in trouble, and that kind of thing. Like, I would like to hear from people about that kind of thing, I
Rooting for
guess.
y'all, baby.
But
I
ugh.
you know, it's funny you mentioned it too. I signed up my kids for library cards 2 weeks ago.
Hey.
Real talk. I took them to my local branch.
Mhm.
The branch I used to run around in as like a third grader.
Okay.
Like I took them right to the library, and like I was really excited about this because like I genuinely like spent a lot of time there.
Mhm.
We talked about third spaces. That was probably my first third space
Right,
as a kid.
yes.
Like my parents were okay with me walking the 2 blocks on my own,
Mhm.
and I would be there for hours. I get inside this library shop. Everything I told them wasn't there anymore.
Of course not.
There's like, all right, you go over here. They got the newspapers and the magazines.
Nope.
They're like computers. I
All
was like, okay. They're like, down here they used to have this thing called microfiche computers, and I'm like, yo, and like I had just taken them like a month ago to the big branch,
Mhm.
the Brooklyn Public Library branch,
Oh,
by
yeah.
Prospect Park. So
Yes.
they were admittedly like they were like wowed by
Yeah.
that. They were like, this is awesome.
Mhm.
So I messed up, showed them that first.
Oh,
So
sure.
my local branch, like that shit had like 400 books by comparison. They were like,
Right.
Dad, like this is cool, but like I gotta tell you, it ain't really. It's a little underwhelming, you know. And
Yeah,
like,
that's rough, that's rough.
yo, I was like talking about shit that, and I was like, the architecture, the building is nice. I was like, I lost all my sales pitches, and
Yeah.
like there was so little books. So
Mhm.
I talked to the librarian, and like, yeah, like it's a research space now more so. Like
Mm.
you could ask for any book to be sent, and we keep like the popular current books in,
Right,
but like a full library is so diverse at this point that like we can't have all those books here at all times. We're just not that big of a space.
right.
So we keep like super popular stuff, a real big kids section, but my
Uh-huh.
kids have outgrown that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anything you want, if we have it within the system, you can ask for it. It'll be here within 2 days.
Mm.
So that is dope, and they were impressed by the end of it after talking with them. But like none of the stuff I grew up as a library was there, like at all.
Did they have, like, movies to rent? Did they have DVDs to rent?
So even that, they have a Netflix service.
Oh, yeah, there are a few, there's Canopy.
Yeah,
There's, oh, there's another one, I can't remember what they are, but yeah, they do have some streaming, like,
yeah.
library-based services, but I was wondering if they had any physical ones there.
Nah,
No?
he had like 20 magazines.
Mm,
You could look through those.
that's so funny.
And I was like, this is different. Like, my
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, a
but
library used to have the whole world in it. That
yeah,
yeah, for sure. I mean, when I was a little child, that Brooklyn Library was our closest library, that big one.
yeah.
And so we went there and we definitely got books there, but I mean, to me, all buildings were big at that time of my life. I was a wee lass. And so yes, I think we even when we moved to Atlanta, I had a couple of books that were checked out from the Brooklyn Library that we had not returned, and they made it down to Atlanta, and I was so stressed. Like,
Uh-oh.
are they going to chase us? What's going to happen? And my mother was just like, "You'll be fine," and my dad's like, "I don't know, fucking with me." And so, but I still was just like,
I love that.
yeah. And so then the library that I went to in Atlanta was in the city of Decatur, the city of Decatur's library, which was kind of close to the Decatur School of Ballet, which is where my sister and I went for our ballet classes.
Okay.
And our classes weren't at the same time. So what would happen is, as we maybe hers was first, and so my dad would just drop me off at that library, at the city of Decatur library, take my sister to ballet class, come and hang out with me at the library, then take me over to the dance school, and then I'd have my class. I love that library so much. Like, I knew it backwards and forwards. I just love it so much. And then, um, I actually thought that my first tattoo would be a library sign. I don't
That's
know if you've
fire.
seen the library sign where it's blue, and then there's a L that's
Yeah.
white, but the top of it, there's a circle on top, and it looks like a person reading a book, but the main body of it, like the torso and the arms, it makes the L to let you know that there's a library nearby. Man, that I really did want that to be my first tattoo, and I still haven't gotten it tattooed on me yet. But um I I struggled between that and Sesame Street, like which one would be the first one. And then I went Sesame Street because they ultimately taught me how to read.
That's
So,
fair. That's fair.
but yeah, like, and I can think of like going downstairs, going to the periodicals, getting like I said, all that stuff. And now that place is just like zip bam pow, like all these windows and letting all the sun in. And I'm like, ooh, what's the sun in here? I'm trying to read. It's just computers and everything. And God bless it. It's still great, but it's not what I grew up with.
It's different. It's
It's
different.
different. Yeah.
Good luck to the teachers. Send this kid to a state school.
Yeah,
Everybody's
send
happy.
a kid to state school. You
Real
don't
talk.
need to he ain't that smart. He ain't that smart.
You're
Here's
overhyping it. You being a
Also,
parent.
if you live in Massachusetts, there are like a gajillion schools in Boston. Don't send him there. Give that kid a fighting chance. Send him somewhere else, maybe. Maybe don't send him to a state school because your state's full of schools that are not great. I mean, they
Mhm.
are fantastic, like, rated, highly rated, but also the people coming out of them, yikes. Send them somewhere else. Send them
Yeah,
to a
just
nice
just
soft
the
school.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them experience something else.
Yeah, let them dig ditches for a year and then send them to school. Do something else. Toughen
I
that
like
boy
that.
up.
Send them to Alaska. Let them do some water
Yeah,
fishing or
let him do
something, you
some
know?
fish stuff for, like, 6, 7 months. He will come back a changed man, and he will be a man.
Real talk.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. In other news, Silicon Valley is debating if AI weapons should be allowed to decide to kill. Whoa. Late September.
No.
Yo, yeah,
What?
it's a why is this up for the debate? Late September, Shield AI co founder Brandon Seng swore that weapons in the US would never be fully autonomous, meaning AI algorithm would make the final decision to kill someone. Congress doesn't want that. No one wants that. But Seng spoke too soon. 5 days later, Anduril co founder Palmer Luckey expressed an openness to autonomous weapons, or at least a heavy skepticism of arguments against them. The US's adversaries use phrases that sound really good in a soundbite. Well, can't you agree that a robot should never be able to decide who lives and dies? Luki said during a talk earlier this month at Pepperdine that, and my point to them is, where's the moral high ground in a landmine that can't tell the difference between a school bus full of kids and a Russian tank? What the hell?
I
I don't think he's making as good of an argument as he thinks he
I
is.
don't know about this. This don't sound good at all. What are I don't have these people been in the world?
Yo,
This is wild business. Have they been in the world?
oh my God.
Y'all want the robots to decide? Y'all want the robots to decide, just like, "Ah, yeah, that one. No, this one." I don't Okay. What? I didn't even know this was a discussion. This is Here I am worrying about AI and papers, and y'all are like, "Well, what if we get the AI to kill? What if we give it the license to kill, though?" And I'm
Real
like, "Well, what
talk.
about the papers?" Like,
Real. They got spell it. They don't know pronouns, and you want them
and
popping
you want
guns?
them, yeah, you want them shooting. I get mad at AI art. like actual visual art, it infuriates me. It makes me itch. When I spot it, I'm just like, ew, gross. And
Mm,
I didn't know that that's really nothing compared to the worries of these motherfuckers shooting.
real talk. And it's gonna aim at its own work. Be like, oh, I got 6 fingers. I got to take them out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't get hands right, and you want them to be able to.
Shut this down. All right.
Yeah, this is. I say this is a bad idea. Y'all need to get out of Silicon Valley. Get these people out of that. What's happening?
Yo,
This
y'all are
is.
bugging.
I can't believe this is a thing. I truly
Yo.
can't believe this is a thing. This got me. Wait, like what? What? I
Yeah.
feel myself malfunctioning. I did not know this was a thing. These are discussions happening. What's going on?
And that's how I feel about throwing up after 35.
Hey, at least I got you to bump the age up to 35. You know what? That's progress. I will take it. Yo, this is
Other,
insane.
that's
Okay,
why.
let's move on because I can't. My brain literally is like, what? Huh.
Oh man. Your whole like TED talk is gonna pivot now. Be like,
I
you know
don't
they
even. Yeah, I gotta tell this woman jokes, and I'm like, what are y'all? What? How do y'all feel about? Oh man.
In other news, guns, drugs, and 800 parrots found at a property. That's right. Police seized guns, drugs, and found 800 parrots when they raided the premise of a drug dealer who owned a pet shop.
Oh,
Zach
okay.
Dearden, 36, all right, that's reasonable,
Mhm.
was jailed for 10 years at Manchester Crown Court after admitting 13 offenses, including drug dealing, firearms possession, and possession of drugs. Greater Manchester Police said more than 50 officers took a month to search his property and right. Yeah, I was just chilling. 50 a month? That's a lot of time.
Oh,
Detective Sergeant Stephen Gilligan said words do not do justice to the scale of the land as well as the amount of buildings and the state of the buildings which impacted on the search. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's
that
a
picture is crazy.
picture of all the buildings and containers and whatnot on this guy's property. And I guess if you got to search all of that, that's going to take you a little bit.
Yeah, nah, that's kind of he forgot about some of this stuff. This like
Yeah, yeah,
you don't get to all these things every day.
yeah. So he had a whole bunch of stuff, but he also had a pet shop with his dad selling exotic birds. So so they found one thing they some of the stuff they found on the property was I'm is that kg, is that kilograms?
Yeah.
Kilos? So they found 10 kilos of amphetamines valued at 100,000 pounds,
Yep.
99 grams of cannabis oil valued at 12,884 pounds, uh, 57,000 pounds worth of cannabis, and 4,685 pounds worth of cocaine. And that's pounds as in dollars.
Right.
Pounds is what I'm saying because this happened in Manchester in England. So that's a lot of cocaine. That's a lot. That's 10 kilos of speed. That's a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a lot. It's
Mhm.
a lot of bricks, if I'm not mistaken. Is it what is that 10 bricks? Is a kilo one brick?
I'm not in the game, Sha.
Oh,
I
you know. Whatever. I'm sure you can't incriminate yourself, but if someone will tell me how many bricks are in a brick, if someone could just let me know, I
Real
don't,
talk.
I'm a
Troop correspondent, just send a blank DM now.
yeah, just don't have a picture of yourself on it. Just, uh,
Start a new account for that DM.
don't worry. I'm not a fed. I'm not an op. I'm just someone who, is trying to bake brownies and I don't know how much a kilo is. But then at the pet shop, they found, you know, dogs, peacocks, parrots, minks, ferrets, ducks, a koi carp, and a bull.
Yeah,
Like
that's wild.
yeah, there were 800 parrots in separate buildings. They had 800 parrots spread out through buildings. I wonder if how many of those parrots knew that they were for sale. How many of them were technically for sale, and how many of them were just like, it seems nice here.
Yeah, my
Maybe
other
I'll just
parrot homies here.
there are so many of us. This must be something.
Yeah, this is the spot.
Yeah, there are 799 more parrots here. Let me go
They
on it.
caught 50 parrots, and then 750 parrots came to chill.
Right.
That's what I think. They just
I
progressively had a bigger hangout.
I guess so. Man,
Parrots can leave. They can fly.
that's true.
You
But
know what I mean?
are they extremely territorial? Like, do they like to stay in one place? You know how
There, right
birds
here. They stayed on
they
this
stay
camp.
they stayed here. All the parrots in the UK, they vacation at this Manchester.
Real talk. I don't think
Uh,
they knew they had parrots in the UK. Definitely not 800. I don't even associate color with that place.
oh,
Like,
true. Yeah,
it's
I
just
feel
gray to me. And they were
yeah.
like, yo, this is crazy. You got 800 of these things.
Right, where were you hiding all that color?
I'm telling you,
That's a
that
very
shit
good
different.
point because that definitely would make it easy to find. I
Yo,
wonder if
that
those 800 parrots accidentally snitched on the location of this guy's place just by being brightly colored. They were like, "That's not right."
like, this ain't our vibe. What is
Mm-mm.
this?
Yeah, someone probably sent a drone up and then was just like, "There's too much color in this spot, and look at all these buildings. Something must be wrong."
Telling you. They're showing that there's a picture of the property, and I'm pretty sure this is the most blue I've seen in UK in the same place. There's this is crazy. I'm
Mm-mm.
not. Yeah, I'm impressed. Let the parrots go. They said they gave them to the dad again. That seems wrong.
Well, I mean, it depends on if the dad was the one doing the pet shop and the son was doing everything else. I get
Mm,
a feeling maybe that was the case. And also a little bit of pet shop, but the dad was just like, "Well, I'll take care of the animals." Although I hope his dad is old enough to deal with uh 800 parrots and peacocks and ducks. Ducks can be kind of mean, right? Or no, I'm thinking of geese. Geese are mean.
geese for
And a
me.
bull. And a bull.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off. I'm like, this usually pet shops like specialized, right? Like, I thought they were like cats and dogs, or like,
Well, the ones that you've seen are mostly
yeah,
because those are the animals that we can handle.
right. Like you got like the ones that sell like fishes and shit.
Yeah,
They
but
don't do everything,
yeah,
everything.
but I imagine in Manchester, people probably have a little more land. There are probably more farms,
Okay,
but I can't see where a bull would be like at a pet shop. But then again, I've not seen a pet shop that's in farmland area.
it's fair.
Maybe there are plenty of bulls and pigs for sale at a pet shop.
Hey, if
I
you
feel
would like,
I feel like that's what a state fair is for, though. But maybe they probably don't have state fairs.
if you would like to come to the War Report State Fair where we're giving away our favorite bull, all you gotta do is like subscribe to the show, baby. It is the only bull we know. I
I
don't.
dare say we give out plenty of bull weekly on our episodes.
All you gotta do is like subscribe to the show, baby. If you Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't got space for the bull. I don't blame you.
Mm-mm.
It takes up a lot of space. Five
Mhm.
stars. You don't got space either, but you're willing to be friendly. Share. You know what I mean? Get to know the bull. Hold his hair when he throws up.
He's
Okay. You know what I mean? Y'all are gonna bond. He's gonna tell you about what makes him throw up. See how we bring it full circle? That's what we do here.
No, we are gonna have to put something at the beginning of this episode that says, "If you do not like vomit talk, just skip the whole beginning."
Real talk. It's a
'Cause
trigger
some
warning.
people it is yeah, there definitely needs to be a trigger warning because some people do not like it.
Real talk. You know what I mean? And they haven't done it in years, I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
Real
okay.
talk. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout out this week to Brandy Spain, Dana Ford, and Lorenzo G. Always appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the bull owner.
Yeah, you own a lot. Yeah, you got a lot of bull.
I'm out here bulling all day,
Mhm.
dropping bull everywhere. Gastor
Yeah.
Almonte with the newly yak free, starting a new streak,
Why do
another
we have
15
to
years.
why are we concentrating on me throwing up so much? It happens.
with the most powerful ankle in the world in a few weeks.
Yeah, I hope so.
Shalewa Sharpe. You gonna catch her. If not, she's gonna be like going in circles everywhere, real
Yeah,
slow.
I will. It would be nothing but pivots. I went from not being able to pivot to only pivots.
Real talk. Hoodie Shalewa back on the courts, mastering the dream shake.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? She's gonna be moving like Hakeem the Dream over there.
Oh, wow.
One pivot all day.
Wow.
All the moves.
I mean,
It's crazy.
perhaps.
Crushing her TED Talk next week. This is gonna be fire. Catch y'all next time. Peace.